Last year, my girlfriend Kate and I sold over $134,000 worth of pre-owned items on eBay, and that made us a profit of over $60,000. In today's video, I want to show you what we focus on each day to be able to achieve that. So I think one thing that really surprises a lot of people is that we are only operating out of a small 5x3 single car garage. This room holds up to 500 to 600 active listings at any one time, and we really focus on making sure that we can turn over our items nice and quickly so we don't oversupply ourselves with the room that we have available. So we sell products where customers are wanting to buy them each day, and we make sure we're really efficient by getting them out the door ASAP. So we usually start our day at about 7 o'clock in the morning, and the first task is always to handle the shipping. We always check for the sales that have come in overnight, and we do have a 1-day shipping and handling time, so we like to try and jump onto this straight away and get any sales that come through up until midday put into a parcel and out the door. Kate tackles that completely. I'm more about the, I guess, the social media side, so I might be making a reel for my Instagram, or I could be making an edit on this YouTube video like this one you're watching. So I'm kind of positioned over here on this table working on that while Kate gets stuck into the shipping side of things. So this is a Monday morning, it's our busiest day of the week. We can't do our shipping on Saturdays and Sundays, so our sales usually do pile up a little bit on a Monday morning. We've got a total of 16 sales that we are sending off today. So Kate's going to run around the room now and start to look out a few of these, which are luckily now skewed into their right tub numbers. So we can easily reference our eBay sales data with the SKU data that we've got on the tubs here. Okay, so there are all of our sales, and as you can see, a lot of the products that we'd usually typically sell is things like DVDs, and they usually complete series sets like this one here. Sometimes we get additional type of sale categories like clothing with this jumper that's sold. We do a little bit of Lego as well, so that one there has gone on to sell as well. But majority is going to be either DVDs or video games, and sometimes devices like cameras and video recorders as well, like that one there. They can do pretty well as well, but definitely video games, definitely DVDs, really good categories to try and be selling on eBay, pretty much year round as well. And then we've obviously got this whiteboard, which is where we track all of our sales data. We've got a goal that we're trying to hit for $10,000 across the entire month, and we're right now sitting on almost $4,000, but we're 18 days in. So what that means is we've got to get a bit of a wriggle on, because we're not quite at the metric of $322 a day that we need. Currently we're sitting on $220. But having this as a bit of a goal and a bit of a guide to work towards on a monthly basis is crucial if you want to try and hit some form of a sales metric, like the $60,000 that we're able to do each year. So we use Australia Post as our main postal service, and things like DVDs and video games we put into these medium track post envelopes. From there, anything that goes into a satchel or a box, we use the My Post business on the computer to go ahead and make our payments and then print off our labels and get them ready to go off to the post office. From there, we also like to process everything through Flipped It, so our financials are totally up to date and we know just how much profit we're able to get. This is a process that can sometimes take 30 minutes or sometimes take 2 hours, depending on how large of a supply the sales were. So Kate is getting stuck into the post straight away. Once she's looked out those orders, she is right on top of it with the My Post business. That will soon be finished. In the meantime though, it's 9 o'clock and I generally like to get out to my local thrift stores. I don't have a real set routine when it comes to certain days of thrifting. A lot of people will ask me, how many times do you go out thrifting and how long do you spend and how many stores do you go to? I don't have any schedule when it comes to thrifting. I more just check my supply of stock and I have a look to see how full our draft bank is. And if we're kind of waning down on the draft bank, I know I need to go out and source again. If the draft bank's nice and full, there might be a week where I actually don't have to go out and do any sourcing. So we'll go and check out a couple of thrift stores. I've got 3 in my local area, and we're going to be looking for 2 main metrics: a sell-through rate and average sale price, but I'll have a chat to you about that in a minute. No worries. I've got a just the Sony camera down the bottom there. Second to last cabinet. No, that's fine. I read the thing on it. That's fine. So our first store of the day has truly come through with the goods. All of those DVDs are going to go on to sell very well, I know that. But when I got to the counter, I did what I always do, and I checked the glass cabinet, and I actually spotted this CyberShot. Really nice camera to be picking up, and it was only $65, which is actually a bit of a steal. So I did a search of the model number DSCW120 that was written on the bag, and I had a look at some comps, and there was some comps going for upwards of $300 to $400 for this Sony CyberShot model of camera. So I'm absolutely thrilled with that. I think I might shoot for about $250 to $300, play it a little bit towards the lower end. But to find that as well, that was just amazing. Now, I use Flipit to go ahead and track what my potential profits are going to be, and I tend to like to do it when I'm out and about roaming around. So I just went onto the Flipit website, typed in all of the details of that purchase there, and you can see the results of the breakdown. We're expected to make a total of $244.70 in profit if I can get it to go on to sell for what the product research said when I was in store. So that's a really big thing, guys. I know as I'm driving away how much I paid, how much I think it's going to sell for, and then what my profit expectation is. So you can access that. I'll link the website that I use to get that profit amount. And yeah, let's head off to the next store and see what else we can find. I spoke before about average sale price and sell-through rate, and I really do believe they are the two most important metrics when it comes to growing a successful eBay business. So if you're trying to grow your eBay business this year, or if you want to start selling on eBay, they are the two metrics that you need to know before you buy any item. Now for me, if I'm looking at average sale price, first of all, I'm using the eBay app. Not only am I using the eBay app, but I'm also filtering all of my eBay app settings so I can see the highest price to the lowest price. And if you're unfamiliar with how to do that, I've created a bit of a PDF that you can use, which is linked in the description below, so feel free to check that out. But it is a search to see how much it's worth, and then it's also a search to see what the actual sell-through rate is, and that is toggling off solds and having a look at my competition that is actively trying to sell the item currently. Then I can see how quickly it should sell and what it's going to sell for. I just need to work out how much profit I can expect to make. And I use the Flipit software to be able to do that. Again, that is linked in the description below. You guys can access that. We've just spoken about it, but it ultimately is a free calculator to determine how much profit you've got for the item that you're looking at. So if you can go to the checkout and do that research every single time before you buy an item, work out how much it's worth, work out how quickly it's going to sell, and work out how much profit you're going to get. Those three metrics build eBay businesses more than anything else. So as you can see here by this thrift store, I haven't found anything in here that is meeting those requirements. So therefore, I'm going to have to cruise on out of here and head to another thrift store, which had a couple of different options. There was this Monopoly Star Wars Mandalorian edition. This was just a $30 sale on eBay, so it didn't make sense to buy it for $10. But this book set that I also found though, that was a decent buy. I just don't sell books. I'm all about niching into a certain couple of categories, but it was a $40 book set, which was pretty cool for $5. So Kate's gone ahead and finished off the post, and she's jumping into doing her listings as well. With our listing process, we've got a goal where we like to try and put up $400, at the moment at least anyway, $400 worth of active listings every single day without fail into our store. So a large part of our strategy is trying to build up a draft bank. And I found it fascinating last week when I put a poll up on this YouTube channel and I asked people if they thought that the draft banks were worthwhile, and majority of people actually said that they didn't think the draft banks were that important. And I really want to highlight in this video today just how important it is for us to generate consistent sales because we have the use of a draft bank. I guess you know, the concept of if it's not listed, it can't be sold. I totally understand that. But for us, we don't want to be working on weekends. So that's where our draft bank comes in really handy for us. We do 7 days worth of listings, that $400 every single day going live into the store. And then we can lean on our draft bank on a Saturday and a Sunday to get another $400 going live on those 2 days as well. So from an algorithm perspective, from eBay's standpoint, they love to see activity going into the store every single day, and we don't want to be slaves to eBay and have to be physically sitting down and listing up items every single day to generate a consistent enough amount of sales for this to be worthwhile doing. So that's where the draft bank has been the biggest lifesaver for us over the last couple of years, since we've lent pretty heavily into it. So $400 a day. We always like to have a draft bank of at least 4 or 5 days up our sleeve. If we could have more, we would have, but it just comes down to how much volume of stock we're able to source. And like I said before, my sourcing is all based upon how full my draft bank is. And then every day we're feeding $400 worth of live product. And that is generating us the $60,000 worth of profit that we're making. The other sourcing alternatives that we're looking at, we get a lot of private picks come in. So there is, I guess, a 6-year journey of doing this eBay business where I do get a lot of connections that come through with opportunities for me to buy stock. So if you were starting this today and you wanted to build an eBay business to $60,000 a year worth of potential earnings, I would definitely say to lean in on building up a network. I speak about that a lot, but that has allowed us to efficiently be able to list up $400 worth of good quality stock every single day, and we don't have gaps where we're out hoping the thrift store is going to be lucky like it was today for us. We've just got that consistent supply of network bringing us in plenty of stock. I actually drove just the other day to Coffs Harbour. It was a 3-hour drive, and I picked up about $5,000 worth of not video games, DVDs. And that was an $1,800 purchase, but that allowed me to list up 10 days ahead of schedule with that draft bank of, well, even more. It was about 12 days worth of draft listings. And we're still working through that now. So that kind of takes the pressure off, and it still allows you to generate consistency with what you're selling. After lunch, I usually like to spend about an hour just working away on the eBay store itself. This is what I call store maintenance. It's things like answering all my customer service messages, sending off best offers when I see them come through. I also do end and relist on quite a number of my items each day as well to keep the store nice and fresh with active listings. So there is a little bit of work there in the sense of just maintaining what we've currently already gone and put the work into getting live onto the platform. So that takes about 30 to an hour, and it isn't a lot of work, but it has a massive effect on sales. So it's about 1 o'clock, and this is technically where Kate often pushes off and finishes for the day. And look, I've obviously got my time here in the garage to be able to work on a few other things that I have to do on a weekly basis. Given the fact that this is not our sole income, right? $60,000 a year shared between both Kate and myself does not pay our bills. So, there are many other areas that I'm focusing my time and attention on afterwards in this sort of afternoon time period. I firstly also go to the gym at 3:30, so that's my kind of cut-off period. I kind of have a 2.5 hour session when Kate finishes, whereby I can jump into the software. So we've got Flipped It, which we've spoken about in this video. I'm a co-founder of Flipped It with one of my really good mates that I do go to the gym with at 3:30. So we're constantly ideating ways to make that software better. We're constantly updating the program and also speaking to our customers as well about how they're finding the service. We're spending a lot of time there and making that the best that it can be, and we've got hundreds of sellers that are using that to understand their finances. So that devotes a lot of time on my behalf. We've also got the 12-week challenge. I help mentor people and start their eBay business from scratch over a 12-week journey. So there's one-on-one calls there. There's a Facebook group where I'm constantly answering messages. So I am spending about a bit of my day every single day working with those guys to make sure that they're getting up to speed on where they should be. So between the software, the 12-week program, editing these YouTube videos, which takes a whole lot of time, they are the other 3 facets outside of the eBay money that we generate with that $60,000, I should say. So look, also too, that's not tax, that's like pre-tax. So you've still got to pay your taxes, and that obviously comes off that $60,000. So that's one thing I also need to make a note of. There's other income sources, we pay tax on everything, and it is all needing to be done by the book, which it is. So look, it's a lot of fun. I've done this for 6 years. I think if you were wanting to start your eBay business today and build up a $10, $20, $30, $40, $50, $60,000 a year profitable side hustle, I think you could totally do it this year. Just understand that there is a bit of a runway and a bit of a learning curve involved in the early stages to get yourself up to speed. but you can absolutely definitely do it, and I hope you do, because it's definitely changed my life for the better, and I wouldn't have it any other way. You get to work for yourself, be your own boss, work on your own schedule. I choose to do 6 till 1:30 or 3:30 after I go to the gym, and that's really what I've made that myself. I could work at night if I wanted to work at night. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video, guys. A bit of a run through as to how we go about our day to day. But I'll leave you with this video, which was a good one. It was a sourcing video where I bought a bunch of stuff that I go to sell onto eBay. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. We'll see you soon.